All the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check fam? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of checking these buttons. Thank you guys for tuning in one more time. As always, chapters down below if you want to skip around, and that sub button is right there looking sexy as hell. Thank you for taking the time to help the channel grow. We got some hot button stuff popping off just yesterday and today. So without further ado, let's get these buttons. Let's go. All right, now into them first set of how do you let another company do your own character better than you? Buttons that need to be checked. I thought this was a real interesting debate going on in the last couple of days. This one has to do about Mai, right? Fatal Fury's own Mai. Obviously, she was introduced to Street Fighter. We have her in the Street Fighter 6. A lot of people saying she might even be top tier in Street Fighter. Some may even go as far to say that she's broken, but that's a debate for a later time. But all will agree that she looks good as hell. But the debate going on right now is that Street Fighter 6, or Street Fighter, Capcom used to say, actually did her better than SNK. Let's unpack. Right here, starting the debate, somebody writes this saying, how do you let another company do your own character better? Capcom has better Mai, or the better Mai over SNK. This is insane to me. DOA to me always does girls best, but I did not think I'd be saying Capcom made girl or the better girl in 2025. Then from there, you got people responding underneath that comment saying, if all you care about is what she's wearing, then you don't actually care about the character, you just want to stare at her. They respond saying, LOL, it's a character, not a real person. Or the less gooning Street Fighter 6 take, less than COTW doesn't even have the classic costume, make it make sense. Others say, you are stating your personal take as a fact. Some of us actually like the new outfit and the art of Mai and COTW way better, not even close. If you want to see the original outfit in COTW, you can always execute Mai's hidden gear. And he responds to that saying, LOL, this is why Capcom makes money and SNK is stuck scraping pennies. Others say, isn't Mai supposed to be older in COTW? He says, age in a video game character, LOL, not this nothing burger again. And nah, she looks better in Fatal Fury. Well, it doesn't stop right there. I see MEZ posting as well saying, like I said, Mai feels like an afterthought in COTW. Street Fighter 6 had Mai getting 100,000 likes and millions of views and tweets without Ronaldo's help. I thought they'd want to capitalize on the viral moment. Guess not. At the very least, make her not low tier, LOL. Then others with a different perspective right here saying, it's like so much wrong with this post. For starters, DOA girls, Mai is from Fatal Fury. Also, I really feel like the only reason y'all saying she feels or is done better is because she's a damn high tier in Street Fighter 6. They add right here saying, also judging by the comments, it seems like their only deciding factor as to this opinion changing is if they put their OG outfit back in COTW. Yeah, I'm good off the bullshit, man. Others right here like King J, I see ads saying, what are you smoking on? And then you see the side by side. Come on, okay. I see the comparison he's making. You got Street Fighter 6, you got Fatal Fury, but this is not a good shot. Come on, Jay, man. Well, let's wait, Jay. We'll unpack this at the end. Others adding right here saying, I'm not playing fighting games to come, bro. You get that. Basically, they're talking about the looks. You're saying the only reason why you're making this opinion is because you think she looks sexier or looks hotter in Street Fighter 6, and they're saying, yeah, and I've seen this posted before. This is pretty hilarious though, because I've seen this take a lot in the FGC. Then wrapping it up right here, others say you have no taste whatsoever without saying it, brainwashed. And there you have it. So there's a lot more that goes into that, but we'll wrap it up right there. Now, I'll put the trailer on the screen if you guys remember how she looked when this first dropped. Now, I'm gonna keep it real. This dropped what, like January of this year? A lot of people were hyped, and they were right. MEZ was right. They were right in the sense where they were saying she had so much hype in Street Fighter 6. People were so excited. They were like, she got 100,000 of likes, millions of views. It seems like she's an afterthought in Fatal Fury. Let's be real. It kind of does. I didn't really hear much about her. If anything, you heard about Ganichi and Ronaldo and all these events, and the marketing were crazy. But it did seem, and I'm not trying to be a hater, that Mai was an afterthought. Now, in saying that, even if she was indeed an afterthought, Street Fighter 6, she was an afterthought. See what I did? Afterthought, because she's sexy. She's an afterthought. It's a bad dad joke. Anyway, fuck y'all. Anyway, what the hell I'm trying to say is, even though she might have been an afterthought in Fatal Fury, does that necessarily mean that Street Fighter 6 did her better as far as like design. Now, off the rip, like just going off the trailers, I remember when I first saw it, since I'm not a big Fatal Fury guy, this got me interested in mine. I was like, holy shit, she looks dope. Character design is awesome. Costumes are awesome. I was like, okay. Then Fatal Fury drops, you know, as far as like COTW, you didn't really see much. But, you know, if you look at their trailer or screenshots, however you want to do it, she doesn't look bad at all. You can see some of these. I'll just put a couple of the screenshots right here. Look at this. How does this look bad? None of this looks bad to me. I mean, some people might, I don't know, say one looks better than the other, which everybody's entitled to their opinion. But this right here, Fatal Fury, nah, that doesn't look bad at all. They think that looks pretty damn good. But continuing on, do you think they're really making this opinion because they're like, well, in Street Fighter 6, she has the OG costume, and on top of that, she's top tier. And in Fatal Fury, it seems like, at least for now, she doesn't have that costume, and also she's not top tier. She's not as strong as she is in Street Fighter 6. So that's why people are making the argument, how is she so much more impactful in somebody else's game than she is in yours? Do you think that's an argument? Do you think that has a leg to stand on? How you feeling about that? But also, I noticed the official Street Fighter page on Twitter, or X, just posted this. When was this? Yesterday night, actually, right here, saying April 24th marks the release of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. To commentate the release of the game, we have a special present for you. Here you go, Terry outfit, my outfit. They got some new colors. Get these along with other items via the in-game news starting April 23rd at 8 a.m. So damn, that's crazy. I don't remember the last time I've seen this where another game is celebrating the release of a completely different franchise. And yo, we're collabing, we're celebrating, so we're doing something special for their release, which is just, what, today? Well, the in-game news is today. I believe the release is tomorrow, something like that. Anyway, let's watch this clip for the first time. It's only like 40 seconds long. Let's go.
Right. It's my time to shine.
So we got Blue Terry.
Come on, get ready.
I am the pride of the Shiranui.
That's it. All right. And of course, underneath that FGC is reacting. Some coming straight off with kind of like a negative point of view, saying just freaking colors, are you serious? But then MEZ is like, you're right, colors are weak. Instead, they should actually put Terry and Mai in the game. Now that would be something, or would be cross promotion. Fingers crossed, so they might do that someday. Y'all get the, you know, the sarcasm. Anyway, quit with your damn complaining. You're lucky to get anything. It's freaking free. Stop complaining. The fuck you wanted Terry and Mai being in the game? And wrapping it up right here with Alan saying, what a time to be a fighting game player or fighting game fan. Capcom and SNK are not only collaborating, they are celebrating each other. Amazing. Okay, so there you have it. Interesting debate to say the least, and we got a beautiful collab to say the least. Others are like, yo, it's just colors, but then you see the arguments. Most of them are like, it's free. It's free. They didn't have to do it. We're obviously already collabing. It's just like kind of like a little cherry on the cake. Why are you complaining when it's free? Which leads me to the next interesting set of buttons that need to be checked on the topic of 2XKO. Y'all know there's a lot of hype around this game, a lot of questions, a lot of concerns as well, so we'll unpack it. But it also comes down to the fact that it's free. That's the debate going on right now. It's free, so y'all need to stop your bitching. That's what the community is saying, but there's a lot. And I mean a lot of people in the community, they're like, yo, we're not too sure about this. You know, 2XKO, they came out with this announcement the other day talking about they were doing something, and I'll put it on the screen right now, doing something special, they said, for the TOs in the community, because you actually have to unlock the characters. They're coming out with a base of, I believe, 10 characters, and it's a tag fighter. So that was a concern in the beginning, but like I said, we'll get to that in a second. But then they were like, we want to do something for the TOs. That way, you don't have to unlock every character, you just have them. So they're gonna give them some kind of special mode when you go to tournaments, saving money and time for TOs everywhere, and they're like praising them. A lot of TOs are like, thank you, this is a huge W. Well, on the flip side, a lot of people in the FGC are like, this is an L. This is a huge L, because they're looking at it at the point of view like, what kind of lackluster, cheap-ass marketing is this? They're like, okay, the selling point is they have an offline, or they have a versus, and also there's only 10 in a tag fighter and we have to unlock them? They're like, what the hell? People are like, the requotes or the quote retweets are telling me that 2XKO could announce that they are ripping people's faces off and people would be like, why are people complaining? It's free to play. Of course they're going to rip your face off. Or this game took literally a decade to make and killing Rising Thunder, and all we have is this game has 10 characters and you'll be able to play it offline. Or people are clowning this, but it's great considering two major fighting game releases recently. MK1 and Multiverses did not have a feature like this, and the wording on this makes it sound like Team has zero idea what fighting games are, or what fighting games are normally like, but the idea behind this isn't bad. It's gonna save people money. Like, imagine if GB Free Edition lets you play all characters offline. Then others adding right here saying, I'm begging for 2XKO to learn from the success of Marvel Rivals and the failure of Multiverses. All characters unlocked on release, battle passes that don't expire, ranked matches without being forced into lobbies. Please do not invalidate your 8+ years dev cycle. And that's an interesting take, right? When people start bringing in comparisons to Marvel Rivals or even the death of Multiverses. There's actually a really good video called The Death of a Game, Multiverses. I'll put the link down below for the full video because it's about 37 minutes long. We're only gonna check out a couple of seconds, or I should say minutes, because I think learning why Multiverses died versus or comparing it automatically to the situation of 2XKO is kind of important when it comes to this debate. Let's check out a clip.
Only to a select few. Shortly after, in a bit of a bizarre turn of events, in my opinion, Multiverses would start selling founder packs to get access to the beta that would then follow the alpha, ranging from $35 to $90 USD. This was strange to me, or at least a bit confusing, because founder packs are usually for companies that are small and trying to accrue funding, and PFG seemed like they already had that squared away, right? I mean, their offices are in LA, the average pay for a developer in this area is easily over half of 6 figures, and closer to 6 figures, but PFG was actually a pretty small company themselves, which made founders packs actually kind of make sense, but did them handling MVS make sense? Founders Packs feels a little bit grassroots, and you would think that the developers handling something like Multiverses wouldn't really be grassroots. This probably contributed to why the open beta would feel like a launch for some players. But to be fair, these founder packs would offer you the ability to purchase characters with the tokens that you would receive. But what if it's too easy to get the characters whenever the game would come out? Well, then your value wouldn't really be worth it, right? And would just a year or less be enough to build a hype cycle for a brand new platform fighter, even if it has existing IPs? I mean, for reference, that's the same timeline that Smash Ultimate had, but it had 20+ years of background and 4 to 5 different games. But PFG was already bragging about having rollback netcode as famous in the top fighter games. This was after months of rather bare-bone updates, including the most requested game-hurting ones. The fan reaction was understandably wild. Fans were shocked at how fast the game was brought down and how they were forced to wait for the game to come back, if it did, a year later. This was after already being bought into the game, whether financially or time-wise. It was even stranger because the game was already releasing seasons and new forms of monetization. It was a puzzling scenario, but my steel man, aka the best way I can look at this argument for PFG, is that perhaps they realized how crucial the issues were at hand and felt that there was no other choice or option. But then that begs the question, if they knew that, how did they miss it before going into open beta in the first place, especially after they had an alpha? It's not a good look when players are finding crucial issues with animations, hitboxes, and netcode before you do, because the consequence is people leaving your game and never coming back. Well, detectives, why did Multiverses die? It was improperly sold and marketed. It had a lack of core features like the single player. It had poor netcode, hit, and hurt boxes. It was a free-to-play game with expensive micros and lengthy progression. It had a failed relaunch where they changed the entirety of the game. I mean, players call the relaunch akin to a mobile game. It had a lack of players, simply speaking. PFG was just out of their league, you know? Like that Franz Ferdinand song.
All right, so there y'all have it, man. How you feeling about that? To me, Multiverses will ultimately go down as one of the biggest fumbles in video game, if you want to consider it a fighting game. Either way, history. Like, how the hell did a game that had so much potential, so much money, I guess, you know, backing it, just flop so damn hard? Now people are comparing it, even scared, to the point of 2XKO, I guess because it's free to play, and there's other things like, man, 2XKO's been cooking in the oven for, they say, what, 8 years, and now there's only 10 characters and yada yada, we gotta unlock them. So it's making people feel some type of way. But I think, like I said in the last, not to glaze anybody, like I said in the last video, is we have a different team, a whole different team that's like a bunch of OGs from the FGC behind 2XKO. So that's what keeps me hopeful. Honestly, I don't know how the shit's gonna go. People make the argument like, you know, we just saw. This is the main one. This is the final one, I should say, and I'll put it on the screen one more time, where it says, guys, it's free to play. Stop acting dumb about buying characters. Yeah, so ultimately it's gonna come down to that. There's gonna be worries, there's gonna be concerns, especially about past games that didn't live up to the hype or potential that a lot of people hoped. Now we got 2XKO right around the corner. And like I said, that's what keeps my hope, is because I know the team, not personally, but I know the team behind it. And I would like to believe they can get the job done. But of course, it all remains to be seen. How y'all feeling? Let me know. That it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you're feeling. Thank you guys for the amazing love. We will see you soon. If not tomorrow, definitely the next day. But let's be real, more than likely, it'll be tomorrow. As always, I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. Love y'all, fella. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Shoryuken!
ワニもくだらねえよこれ。一回捕まったらビリやる気もねえんだもん。おい SMK 見てるかこれ。おい SMK おい早く直せ。